Hello, welcome to the queue. Russia turn 6 and the BBR 1940 setup. There is the purchase for Russia for $30. We got 6 infantry and 3 artillery, and the remaining $16 is 2 infantry, a tank, and an artillery. And let's look at our combat moves here. So we can get a little closer, maybe a little too close. Yeah, I went the wrong way again. All right, so there we go. There's our setup for combat. So let me get on the other side of the table here. We've got into Bessarabia here. 2 German infantry defending. We have 1 from Western Ukraine, 1 from Ukraine, 1 artillery moving in. Let me get those markers off. And we got 1 plane, this fighter, coming down to join the soiree. So that will be movement of 2 left after that. The next battle here in Belarus, there are 3 German infantry defending. I've got an artillery, 2 infantry coming in from Smolensk, along with a tactical and a fighter, both having 3 movements left. The final battle is 2 infantry and an artillery. 2 infantry from Smolensk and 1 artillery from Volgograd. And that was it. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 3 attacks. All right, so we are good to go there. Defending an Archangel is 1 German artillery. So let's start with the 1 German artillery there. Move some of the stuff out of the way. All right, so we're gonna tilt it just a hair here so we can see all the stuff. All right, so up in the north, we've got 2 infantry and, oh, there's no 4s there. 1 artillery, the improved artillery boost 2. So we'll roll that, and we get 2 hits. There is 1 German there, so they get to roll 1 back at us. And they almost had a hit. All right. Should have turned that over there so I can do all those at once at the end on the point side. All right, the next battle. There's 3 infantry, so let's take a target select from our tactical. Go ahead and roll that. So now there is 2 infantry left. All right, so remaining, there'll be a fighter and 2 infantry and an artillery. Roll that out. I need 2 hits. I got 1. So Germany lives to round 2 here. And they have 2 infantry coming back. I almost had 1 again, so 1 down. All right, so now the tactical is back in, but it is not a target select, so just need 1. Oh, would like to have had that on the first round. Germany has 1 infantry to defend. Almost again, but not quite. The final battle, oh, it's out of my view because the camera's in the way. Bessarabia, there are 2 German infantry. So we've got the standard 2 infantry artillery and 1 fighter. And we need 2 hits. And we got 1. So Germany is around for round 2. Here's their first round roll for 2 dice. Nope. 1 down. So let's re-roll Russia. 2 hits. There's only 1 there. 1 final roll for Germany. Nope. All right, so dice tray out of the way. That is the end of the attacks. So let me, Bessarabia is no points, Belarus 1, Archangel 1. So it's a 2-point swing for Russia up to 32, and Germany down 2. Let's do our non-coms. We'll run this side here. All right, put my stuff back where I slid them out of the way for that dice tray. All right, so I think the plane's gonna land there, and these two are heading back to Moscow. So the planes are landed. We have the one artillery that was still in Rostov. I think we're gonna move it here. Bryansk. All right, so we've got 3 infantry. We'll move into Archangel. Is all this in? Yeah, it is. Oh, I'm knocking stuff over here. I'm gonna break this chip down because these guys are going a different way. The red is 5, so I'll need 5 infantry here. All right, so here's the 5 infantry. So 1 is railing 1, 2 into the western Ukraine. And 2 are railing 1, 2, 3 into Tugunska. The guy that is in Tugunska is going to go into Kansu. All right, so that leaves no more rail movement out of Moscow, other than the Siberian Railway, which we will send this anti-aircraft gun into Amur. You can't see that, but that's what happened. All right, so the planes have landed. We've got our battles. Let's see, we've got these guys left to move. We're gonna move these 3 guys into Bryansk. The tank will come up to Smolensk. Artillery to, so that's 4 there and 4 there. So we'll have 4 in each spot. All right. Space those out. I think that is it. Everything's moved. Let's go down here to the far east where you can see the movement. All right, so we've got this artillery going 1, 2. This artillery that was in Tugunska is going to go 1, 2. All right. And down here, this AA gun railed here, so he's done moving. We're going to leave 1 guy, and we are going to send to the U.S. aid here. What is that? 10, 11, 12, 14. 14 infantry, a tank, and a anti-aircraft gun. And that is how we are set up. All the markers are off the board. My sub's gonna stay. Get the factories in the viewfinder. And we will place our units here. So down here, we're gonna place an artillery, 2 infantry. And I think it's Rostov, yeah. And the remaining units, there is 6 infantry, 3 artillery, and a tank, so that's 10. So what I should do is put 1 here in case I have to rail it. So let's chip out that one. And I shouldn't need to rail from down below. I think that will work. Let's do the money. So we have $32 on the IPC chart. we still have the Ukraine for the time being. So we got those 3, and then northwestern Iran. So that's 6. So that will be $42. And let's roll for Lend-Lease here. There's still a German sub up there, so we only get Pacific Aid, which is a 1. What is a 1? Artillery in Amur or Archangel? All right, so I'm gonna have to grab an artillery out of the dead pile because I'm running out of painted pieces. I don't have enough yet. So I placed him in Amur. So that will give Russia, what did I say, $42. No, 32. What did I'm trying to see here. 32. All right, they have 32 plus 6, so they have $38, which is a far cry from what they had the last turn. So let's do the recap, and we will be done. Sea Zone 114 is a submarine. Bessarabia, 2 infantry artillery. Ukraine, 3 infantry. Western Ukraine, 1 infantry. Rostov, 2 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 fighter. Bryansk, 4 artillery, 1 tank, 1 AA, 3 infantry. Belarus, 2 infantry, 1 artillery. Archangel, 2 infantry, 1 artillery. Volgda, 1 artillery. All right, so in Smolensk, we have 3 armor, 1 AA, 4 artillery, and I think that's a green ship under there. Yeah, so we got 9 infantry. In Russia, or Moscow, we have 2 artillery, 1 tank, 1 fighter, 1 mech, 6 infantry. And I think I already did Bryansk, but if I didn't, it's 3 infantry, 4 artillery, AA, and a tank. Tugunska, we have a big shadow. We've got an artillery, 2 infantry, and oddly enough, some U.S. fighters. Kansu, 2 infantry, 1 AA gun. Korea, 14 infantry, 1 AA, 1 tank. Amur, we have an infantry, and an aircraft gun, and an artillery. And that artillery is the Lend-Lease. All right. That will be it for Russia. And while we're over here, it's time for Japan.